Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new how-to episode of AutoDrive. We are back on Michigan Farms by Daze Gaming. Be sure and check out the description below and give, if you're interested in the map, check out the link to where to get this from to help support the creator of the map. First things first, what we're going to be doing today is we are going to be working on and setting up how to add places for your trucks to pull off on the side of the fields, and how you yourself can be a one-man show if you're able to use hired helpers in the game, and then with the help of AutoDrive have a worker per se on the AutoDrive course going back to your silo, so that you hire a worker in game, or you can use AI extension or course play to do the work on the field. You can be the grain cart driver, and you can have AutoDrive automatically on a loop. That way you never have to worry about emptying the truck. It's all automatic. So we're going to start out today showing you how to take care of all of that. So first things first, we are at field 1, and I've fixed the map just to make it easier for me to have everything ready to harvest. That way, as I'm working on everything, I can, kind of cross things off my list. So what I've done is field 1 is ready to harvest. So we're going to start with field 1, and we'll probably also do maybe field 3 because it's right here with us. And we'll show you those two examples, and then we will proceed after that. So one thing let me get the header unfolded. So one thing I want to note, we're going to be paying real close attention. So this right here is a one-way path or one-way AutoDrive loop. This whole map is a one-way loop, and I got asked a question on last episode in one of the comments, which, by the way, go back and check out our previous episodes. There's 3. We have the main loop creation, the side road creations. The last episode was the sell points, where we added those and how I did that. And then now this time we'll be talking about adding places for the trucks to pull off in the field for you to unload and offload onto. So you always want to take note the direction that your equipment is going to be traveling. So right here, all the equipment on this road is going to be traveling in the direction I am pointing, as far as my combine is pointing. So what I always want to do is I want to get the combine there first, no matter what crop you're harvesting, because you want to clear out an area for your vehicles to be able to pull off of the road. That way you are safe. You don't want your operators or your drivers to be unsafe. So first things first, and this is something I'm going to note, I'll include a map at the end, just a simple PDF or maybe a JPEG, if you don't like PDFs, as to where each pull off is for each field. And so that'll be in the description below. And I may also include it in the download for the AutoDrive courses. But just check however that's going to be done. It'll be in the comments below. So first things first, what I want to do is I want to clear off a little bit of this area right here. So normally I will try to plan to have one I'll try to do everything within one pass right here. And my reasoning for that is if I'm using a worker or AutoDrive or course plate or anything of that nature, I want to be able to get my trucks to the position and off the road as quick as possible. Because, you know, I may send my combine with the header, my tractor with a grain cart, and then my truck with trailer all down at the same time. So they're going to be a line. There's going to be a line in the road, and you don't want the traffic, you know, to be backed up or to create an issue, cause safety hazard. So I always try to do all of my planning to where I can get the truck pulled off the road safely within one pass. Now, granted, this is the largest corn header in the game, so I will normally try to put my truck right on the very edge of the field. That way we should be covered, whether it's the largest header or the smallest header. The other thing to note is this: depending on how you hire your worker, whether they are going back and forth long ways or they're going to run the short path here, you want to make sure that if you're going to run long ways of the field, which would be opposite of where your truck is going to pull in, you want to make sure you clear enough inrows on this end so that when your operator is going back and forth, it does not, you know, hit the truck or detect the truck and it causes a collision and all that good fun stuff. So I always do at least 2 passes. If 2 passes is not enough and I go ahead and hire my worker, it's not a big deal. The game normally recognizes that, so it may leave you a little bit of corn right in front of where your truck is parked, but it's right there where you're going to end up. It's where you're going to dump your last little bit of corn or whatever crop that you're running, so you're going to have the combine right there. You can quickly clean it up and have a nice clean field when you're done. So what we're going to do here, I've got 2 rows, 2 end paths completed. I'm just going to take and set a worker loose, doing the long rows. We're going to back up because I don't like this any. We'll go ahead and hire that out, and they are rolling. Next, let's go to the truck. So we've got our truck here. So this is how I am going to set up field 1. So of course, normally if I am setting an AutoDrive course, the truck is not going to be going this direction. I'm just doing this so I can get down here quicker and set it up for you guys. And I'm going to turn around right here. So normally they'll be going right down this path right here. So generally what I like to do, and it depends on the size of the field, as soon as I can pull off the field right here, I am going to do so. And my reasoning for that, let's hit this record button and go ahead and get this. My reason for that is I may be running multiple trucks. If I'm running a crew of 2 or 3 trucks, I want plenty of room for these guys to pull off on the side of the field. So I'm going to stop about right here, and we are going to set a waypoint. So this is going to be field 1 truck. A Turk. That's a sensor. Field 1 truck. So that's going to be my point right here. And my reasoning for leaving this gap is I want enough room for my truck to be able to get back on the road easily before it gets up here to this roundabout, or if it's turning left, turning right, if it's 2-lane, you know, I want to leave plenty of room. So I've put my mark down and boom. We're just going to curve right back in like that. Oops. Didn't too many buttons. There we go. So we've made our little sachet here. let's go ahead and we need to finish connecting everything. I'm just gonna back up here just to show kind of what we're doing. Alright, so here's our point up here. I think I can reach those. Yep, we can. Alright, so we now have everything connected. Tell you what, to make this easier, just gonna go down here and turn around again. Alright, so what should happen is in my default, I've got filled one truck. So I'm going to click on that. And right now we're just in the drive mode. We're just going to do that. Just check it. We're going to go ahead and drive. And it should go to the left here. Yes, it is. And it will stop. All right, and there we go, it stopped. Yep, right there. So now this truck is in position. So I can send this truck driver from wherever to this field as long as I have cleared one row. As long as I have cleared one row of crop on this edge. That way I don't destroy it. I'm good to go. It's going to stop right here. And then I'll just show you. We'll use this. And then I'll get rid of all the arrows, all the dots. We do have crop destruction off for the purposes of the video. So I just want to quickly, I'm going to drive over here. We're going to unload the combine. I think he stopped, so we should be able just to unload. So we will unload. We'll let that unload. The combine should continue on. And we're back in the truck. So something we've not talked about before, and I'm going to go ahead and talk about, is this. We are in the pickup and deliver mode. So what's happening right here over on the right side is this first place right here, where it shows like you're putting something in the truck. That's where you're going to put the field that you're combining at, that you're going to want to offload from an auger wagon or directly from the combine into the trailer for it to pick up. This right here, this icon is your unload. So where do you want to unload? That can be at your silo at whatever farm, or in our case, we're going to go ahead and do a sell point, which is going to be similar. It's going to be a grate on the ground where you can dump everything. So for the purpose of this, we're just going to go to Gavilon Grain. Let's just check. I think Gavilon Grain accepts corn. They do. And the key component, this third icon, is your crop icon, or the seed icon. So you want to make sure you pick whatever crop is going to be in this field right here. So now that everything is set, all we have to do is hit the go button or the enable button, and this truck will continually loop because I left this on continual loop, and it will continue to sell my crop until I tell it to stop. And what that's going to do is this. I can actually set where I want this truck to go where I want it to dump and what corn, or excuse me, what seed it's using or gonna accept into the truck before, you know, as soon as it leaves the yard, the farmyard, and it will automatically go to field 1. Now, the reason we were already at field 1 truck and it moved is because when I put everything into motion for it to drive, it did not recognize that the field 1 truck point was in front of the truck on the line. We were over the top of it, so it didn't recognize it because it was looking ahead of itself. So now what's going to happen is this truck is just going to make a quick loop. We can see here it's going to be about 5 minutes, and it's going to work its way around, and then it will be ready and set up for corn. Now we want to get out of the way. Oh yeah, just in time. We want to get out of the way. And we're just going to quickly load and unload this up real quick. We'll get a full truckload. Actually, we may not get a full truckload. We may just put a full load in with the F11 menu. That's going to be a little bit quicker for us. So what this is going to allow us to do, once the truck gets around, we can literally run the combine with a worker. We can run AutoDrive, or we can use AutoDrive to run the truck, and then we'll be able to offload. And the good thing about it is we will have plenty of room. Yeah, we'll have plenty of room. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to pull up here. We're waiting on the truck. And while we're waiting, we're going to go ahead and fill up. Boom. So I think it's going to take two of these loads full. So once our truck gets here, we'll fill up and show you what it's going to do. So we'll be right back. All right, and we're back. You can see the truck over here in the corner. It's moving along. It's getting ready to pull into the field. We'll wait. We'll let it get stopped, and then we'll be able to offload onto it. I did set that truck up as 100% filled. You want to be sure and do that in your menus to make sure that the truck only moves when it gets 100% full. That way you're not wasting time. Okay, so they're stopped. I'm going to go ahead and pull up. And we're going to offload. This thing offloads at a pretty decent rate, which is nice. We'll just let it keep. We're still filling. Still filling. We want to make sure we get the truck full because it's going to take off. I think we've got enough. Okay, so we're full. So see, the truck took off automatically. That is not me. And the reason I can tell you that is this right here. This is green. Whatever item is occurring right here is going to be green. So one thing to note, it is going to take a little bit longer because normally on a map, for me, I do a one-way path. So in order to get to Gavilon Grain, if that's your you know, your sell point of choice, it's going to take a little longer. It's going to have to make a loop, and it's going to take a while. So we're going to stick with this guy. He's going to drive around. He's going to make his loop, and we'll get back to you when he gets to Gavilon Grain and explain a little more. All right, and we are back. We are getting ready to pull up the Gavilon Grain. Should be a pretty easy process here. It's just a full-on grate that they'll pull over and it'll dump. One thing you want to keep in mind, depending on your sell point, there are a couple of things that you can do. If you drive a particular trailer that you really like, you need to make sure that the trailer is not going to lift up and dump and cause an issue for you. And also, you need to check and make sure that there's plenty of room for the truck to turn around. So see, automatically, it recognizes the trigger, AutoDrive does, and it sells the grain. And it would do the same if you were stopping at your own silo. It would just, you know, dump it in there and it would show up in there. It's a pretty easy process. And then, you know, once the trailer is back down, it'll take off again. You guys got to make sure when you're setting up your sell points, make sure you leave plenty of room to turn for the long trailers, especially for some of you guys that like to use the Super B trains. If they're double action turning, it can be a little bit tougher, so you'll want to actually test that out. And there you go. They'll loop back around to the same spot, and you'll be ready to go and do a continual loop. So I mean, that's pretty straightforward. I'm going to do the exact same thing on each field on the map and then make that available to you guys in the description down below. I will also include a map of where the truck points are, just to make it easier for you to know where to start your combine for whatever crop you are harvesting. So be sure, and if you like the video, if you're enjoying our how to auto drive, be sure to let us know in the comments below. Ask us questions. So right now we've showed all of the basics for the most part in setting auto drive up. We've showed the main loop, adding your side roads. We have shown the buy points and sell points, how to do those. And we have also now in this episode shown how to have a place for your truck to pull off over into the field so that you can offload onto them. One other thing, we have technically shown you how to automatically do a pickup and deliver, which is our first icon here. So as we progress, we'll be able to show you some of the other modes, and you should be good to go. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this. Be sure and hit that subscribe button if you'd like to have some more content on this. I mean, we've got FS22 coming up shortly. We're going to be trying to pump out a lot of stuff for you guys to help you out. We'll have some testing to do for FS22 and those type of things, but be sure and check us out. Leave us a comment, hit that like button. Let us know what you'd like to see. Have any questions, let us know. As always, we hope you have a great rest of your morning, evening, or afternoon, wherever you are at in the world. And y'all be good to each other, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.